got a bone to pick with one of you guys in here that had a bone to pick with me, but I'm picking it with you before you can pick it with me again.
It's a lot of bone picking.
A lot of bone picking going on, right?
Let's put these bones away.
Cassie, I want you to grab a mic.
Mm-hmm.
And my first question is, how quickly can you and Rebecca put up a Bert Show poll on the website or social? Very quickly?
Very quickly.
Okay, good. You bugged me again a couple of days ago.
Shocker.
When this isn't the normal daily one.
Oh, okay. This is an outline one. Got it. This is more than just your presence.
She's brought it up before, and I let it go. And she brought it up again a couple of days ago, and I think it's unfair. And here it is. It's Valentine's Day. And of course, with Valentine's Day, not only am I the only one in here that loves to celebrate love on the show, but with that, and it's not just Valentine's Day, it could be birthdays, also Christmas, I am very, very thoughtful with the words that I choose in the cards that I give.
You are. I would agree with that.
Thank you very, very much. They are thought out. I do struggle in front of the computer as I am writing the words out.
Typing
the words out.
It's not writing.
It is writing. It absolutely is writing. I wrote a whole book and I didn't write on paper.
It is.
Not
That's
one
true.
letter.
It's writing. It's not handwriting.
It's not handwriting. And here's where Cassie's beef is. So when I write these letters, and I got a beautiful one, it's all ready for Amanda. It's really heartfelt. And Cassie has said over the years that she's very turned off by the fact that what I will do is I will write it, I will print it, I will fold it, I will put it in a Valentine's Day card that I got from Target, and inside of it, they have their pretty standard messages. Well, life would just not be the same without you. And then I'll just put love you, Bert on it. But within that is this long thought out, heartfelt letter that is printed out. For Cassie, that doesn't count. And you have maintained this for years. You brought it up the other day, and it bothered me.
Well, I brought it up because you were ragging on my girl Kristen for something, and I forget what it was.
Not even connecting the two, really. It just came out of nowhere.
So it's lovely that you write these long letters, and I think if it works for you and your girlfriend, then that's fine. But for me personally, I appreciate when Chad gives me handwritten cards with all the sides completely filled out, because he also writes me these beautiful odes. And it's all handwritten.
All the sides completely written out.
Yeah, and it will be small print. He will write it like a book because he's a great writer and he handwrites the cards.
The writing is the same. It doesn't matter if it's on a computer or if it's handwritten. Words and writing are the same.
If your hand doesn't cramp up and you're not like, how did I get through school writing, then you don't love me.
But someday you're going to die.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Yeah, it could be tomorrow.
Escalated quickly.
Could be by the end of the show.
Someday you're going to die.
Yeah.
And maybe she's going to want a tattoo of your handwriting. And she's going to want a tattoo of your handwriting saying your handwritten, I love you. But she's not going to have it because you typed everything.
Great.
So what she's going to have to get is Times Roman numeral on her arm. And that's going to be your handwriting.
Or heaven forbid, Helvetica.
Or Comic Sans.
Or papyrus.
Or Arial. Oh my God, papyrus.
Never.
What a stretch that is.
Yeah,
so I've
seen Bert's handwriting. Ain't nobody getting that.
That's what I'm saying. If she gets a tattoo of my name that I have written out, she's not even going to know what it says.
They're going to be like, oh my God, I didn't know you had a second son.
Hey, the words mean just as much if they're handwritten or not. And I'll tell you what I probably would end up doing. If I'm handwriting it, then I would probably shorten the amount of emotion that goes into it and the words that I'm using, because writing is too hard.
That's my point. That right there. It takes effort to write something.
It's still writing.
Yeah, but it takes effort to come up with the message, but then it takes even more effort to handwrite it out, and it's so personal. It's like the equivalent, and I don't want handmade gifts, so if my kids hear this, don't make me any, but it's the equivalent of making a gift versus just buying a generic from a store. It shows extra effort, and it shows that you put yourself out.
Okay, wait, let's stay there for just one second. How many handcrafted gifts does Chad give you for Valentine's Day? Handcrafted.
Not many. honestly, but the thought he puts into them is what actually counts. And that's my point. It's the thought that you put into it and the effort that you go to and the lengths that you go to. So, for instance, right?
It's the exact same.
No.
It is the exact same.
If it's the thought that counts.
Here we go. Here's an example. Chad knows I like tea. So for Christmas, he got me a kettle and then found a local organic loose leaf tea shop and picked out specific teas for me. He could have just ordered Tetley from Walmart or picked up a pack from Publix, but he didn't because he went the extra length.
So let me ask you a question. Let's say in this exotic tea experiment, he knows the exotic teas that you like, but rather than driving all around town, orders the same exact teas online. Is it the same, or does he not get as much credit?
No, it's the same because the product is the same. A handwritten letter and a typed letter are not the same thing.
The words,
the product is the same.
Yeah, the product of the
The product is the handwriting. Handwriting is part of it.
Yes, Tom.
Cassie, I have something that will win your argument.
What?
Remember several years, 10 in fact, in a row, that we did something called the Bert Show's Big Thank You?
Yeah.
I do.
What did we send to our soldiers?
Handwritten letters.
Handwritten.
Yes.
We would not accept what kind of letters, Bert?
We would not accept printed off letters.
Like typed or, anything other than what, Bert?
Handwritten letters.
Handwritten letters because they mean what?
More effort goes into it.
And they mean more.
Yes.
That's a good point.
That's a very good point.
That's a
I
good
rest
point.
my case for Cassie.
Okay,
Thank you,
good
Tommy.
point.
But that was because somebody could write a generic letter and print a bunch of them out. Whereas in this case, you're writing, like these are original words every single time.
Every single, more than once a year.
Even if it was just one letter, we'd still reject it if it was typed. Listen, I'm not saying what you do is bad. And honestly, I think that the fact that you even write the letters is lovely. I do. And I've received some of them and I like them. I just say I think it means more if you handwrite it. And if you really want to make a statement, you handwrite it.
I'm guessing the percentage of women that even get cards for Valentine's Day is pretty low these days. So even getting anything written or printed is a great gift.
But that's a fast way to not be exceptional is to see the bars in hell and be like, good enough.
Yeah. So you should get points for not doing the bare minimum?
Yes.
No, I am saying that. I think that you could be turning off guys. I am not
I
losing this
don't
battle. I 100% believe in
You're
this.
digging in.
100%. Let's take it to the people. Let's take it to the people.
Okay, but when we do the poll,
Yep.
I think you should handwrite out a sentence so people
Absolutely
can
not.
see. No, so people can see how bad your handwriting is.
I don't think it matters.
It doesn't.
It doesn't, because I do feel like if your handwriting is really bad to the point where you're like you may honestly struggle to read this, I could understand someone saying, "Let me type it out for that reason."
Try harder. Write
on
slower.
your handwriting.
Yes. Learn better. Write better. I don't like that's how people communicate. It's like literally twice a year. It's Valentine's Day and maybe a birthday that you send your significant other a card. And
Christmas.
For me, if it works for you, I don't cards at Christmas. No, I don't do that.
I do those too.
Well, a
Anniversaries.
newsletter, a family newsletter is different from a love note to your significant other, right? If it works for you, then that is fantastic. I'm saying my threshold, I need it to be handwritten in order to actually be meaningful. And then when I get that, I'm like, this man took the time to sit down and write with his hands all his emotions about how he felt about me. I hate handwriting stuff. And I get it. It sucks. And so then I'm like, look what he did for me. That makes me feel good. He didn't use Chat GPT to spit out a random love letter
That's
that he
not it at all.
printed.
No, the
But
Chat
how is
GPT
that
has
different?
nothing to do with because it's coming from the heart of its original idea.
Not the AI's heart. It's coming from Bert's heart.
Yes.
The
Okay. So
prompt
let me
is
ask
from
you
your
this.
heart.
So let me ask you this, Cassie, because you sound like the kind of woman that if he handwrites you a letter, you're going to go, "That was nice," but you could have used a feather and ink, and that would have been real effort right there.
It's called a quill.
Sounds like you know you're losing, so you're attacking my character. I am
You are
winning
losing.
this. No, I'm telling you, and a feather and ink is cool, but it doesn't
but
really
it's not
matter.
but it's not nearly as good. But that's the best you could do.
But
Is
why?
a quill and ink because handwritten is not. That's not even effort.
The quill and
'Cause you
ink takes about the same amount as a ball pen. You just dip it and write.
Absolutely not.
Have you written with quill and ink? Because I have.
Who has it that besides somebody from Emory that's 190 years old has written with a quill and
So
ink?
maybe you should listen to me when I say it's essentially almost the same amount of effort.
I feel like Will Ferrell and Anchorman, and I'm about to be like, wow, that escalated quickly.
All right, put it to the test.
Okay.
Put it up online. I don't trust you to put up a sentence or a question that will not be misleading. I will I don't even know that I trust Rebecca on this one.
Okay, so fair not trusting me, and I have in the past skewed results with the way I ask questions. However, you pay Rebecca's paycheck, so I think you can trust her.
Yeah.
Well, then you shouldn't. So maybe it should be somebody else. All right, for the first time in a very long time, I'm nervous here on the show because my girl Amanda has called in to weigh in on this whole handwriting versus not handwriting thing. This could very well change the way that she gets letters. And the way it might change is none at all. Hi, Amanda.
Hey, babe.
Hi.
So I heard you guys discussing this, and I do appreciate so much how much effort you put into it. You really do put more effort than, choose my words wisely, than most men. But I have to go with Cassie. The extra effort is just a wee bit more romantic.
Okay, now you and I might have our first on-air argument. Now, I do believe that it was around Christmas time where you said you don't even exchange cards.
Okay, that is not true. I don't do Christmas cards.
Okay.
I've given you a card for everything. I love writing thank you notes, cards for birthdays, whatever else. And I even sent Christmas cards with you and Hollis to wherever y'all went, Portugal. So I actually did Christmas cards for you this year too, and they were handwritten.
So you would rather have a less word love letter than a more word printed out letter.
No, I would want the same words, just handwritten.
Yeah, why has it got to be less words?
I can't do it. I think you just, I have a nice card ready for you to go, but I don't think it's going to have any words in it.
The man has his limits.
That's it. I love you, but man,
This is where you draw the line.
there's a lot of sacrifice there.
By the way, I have a handwritten note from Amanda that I read every morning at my desk.
Is that right?
Because it means a lot.
I gave her the words to use for that.
Oh, did you? You told me I was a GD magical unicorn?
I'll see you later, babe.
All right, love you. Bye.
Love you. All right, I still want this poll up online. I don't care.
Take it to the streets.
Man, she's taking a lot of pressure off. She's taking a lot of pressure off of me. She's getting no card at all this year.
The Bert Show.